Hey folks, Vinnie Politan here with my colleague, my friend, and fellow CourtTV anchor, Seema Iyer. Great to see you, Seema. All right.
Great to see you.
So we're getting ready because the relaunch of CourtTV is this May. Are you ready?
I am not exactly ready, but I'm getting there.
You're getting
close.
there. Okay.
I'm close, and we're gearing up. We got a lot of work to do, man.
A lot of work to do. In the meantime, as we get ready for the relaunch of CourtTV this May, we're going to talk a little law today, okay? Because we're both lawyers, right?
We are.
We passed the bar.
Yes.
We did.
I
And
have.
You were a criminal defense attorney for many years.
Sure, yeah.
I was a prosecutor.
I was a prosecutor too, then I was a criminal defense attorney.
Then you went to the dark side.
Wait, what is that face about?
The dark side. All right. No, we need criminal defense attorneys.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, we need you guys. We need you guys. Anyhow, I want to talk about this story that you found involving the WAZE app, the app that helps me not or get to work a little bit earlier than
Yes, exactly.
because of the traffic. What's going on?
And the story is also about my former employer, the NYPD. You know, before I came here, I worked for the NYPD as a lawyer.
Right, so you work for the police and then you go to the dark side?
No. Okay, so I was a prosecutor, then I was a criminal defense attorney. I still did criminal defense work while I was also working for the NYPD as a lawyer,
Okay.
representing police officers, detectives, and lieutenants.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go. So the NYPD sends Google a letter about this WAZE app, and the app is basically for traffic and navigation, right?
Right, it tells you where the traffic is and gives you a new route. You
Right.
drive through these neighborhoods and you get to work quicker.
But the NYPD wrote a letter, and it's saying that this app, by letting people know where DWI and DUI checkpoints were, that it is encouraging reckless driving. Now, the letter goes even further to say that that people who post about these DWI checkpoints may be engaging in criminal conduct because they're intentionally interfering with police action. What do you think about that?
There's two things going on here, right? Because the police are alleging potential crimes by people who are exercising their freedom of speech.
And yes, you're right, because so WAZE has responded saying, listen, there's no separate function for posting locations of these checkpoints,
Right.
but in fact, there's postings of where police presence are, right? So then people comment, and in the comments they'll explain that there's a DWI
right.
checkpoint.
And I'm a former prosecutor. I'm an advocate for law enforcement and keeping them safe and getting drunk drivers off the road. I understand all that, but I also understand we've got a constitution. So,
Right.
Do you, from your perspective, do you see any way that people's right to communicate via this app is criminal?
I see it this way. When there's an issue of public safety, anything about public safety always overrides our individual rights and liberties.
Okay.
That is my perspective. So the NYPD's argument, and by the way, the NYPD was not the first law enforcement agency to complain about this WAZE app. There are other law enforcement agencies in the country that have done made similar complaints. And so their issue is this WAZE app and notifying people of these checkpoints makes drivers go in different directions, therefore possibly causing more accidents, more criminality. So my argument is always, when you're looking at a national perspective,
Right.
when you're looking at individual states, safety trumps all.
Okay. Again, I wish this is
Because of
amazing,
freedom of
right? Because
speech.
I'm the prosecutor and you're the defense attorney, and I'm seeing this a little bit differently.
Well, I do
I'm
think because I'm a former prosecutor. You know,
I know,
I do
I
have
know.
that perspective of still
I
being
understand
very
that.
law and order.
Understand, but we are talking about people just express. Like, is there specific evidence that any of this has actually resulted in someone being harmed, someone being killed, someone being in jeopardy, or is it what police think could happen?
I think that they're saying that they have seen some evidence. The article that I found and the reporting that's been done hasn't pointed to specific evidence, but I will say this, and this is almost anecdotal, but I'm going to put it out there. So the NYPD acting deputy commissioner who wrote this letter,
Right.
her name is Ann Prunty. I've known Ann Prunty for decades now. She was a former prosecutor in Manhattan,
Okay.
where I was primarily a defense attorney, and I was in New York City, but that was where my office was. So I know Ms. Prunty for years. I just don't think that someone who is engaged in evidence-based actions would just throw this out there based on a hunch.
Right.
And again, the NYPD wasn't the first. So I think that different law enforcement agencies are seeing that this may be interfering.
I've got a solution. I
can't wait.
Google and WAZE just act as good citizens. Don't take this into a courtroom, because I think they'll lose. I really do think they would lose in a courtroom trying to take away people's freedom to communicate with each other, First Amendment, without real specific data saying that this is leading to the death of police officers and deadly crashes. Maybe Google just steps up and says, okay, maybe we'll alter our app, we'll be a good citizen, and we'll do something, because they're so smart out there, right? Those Silicon Valley people are very smart.
They're really smart, those folks.
They could put a filter on the app that would stop people from talking about DUI checkpoints. How about that? Is that a good compromise? Can we work this out?
But isn't that curtailing their freedom of speech?
It is, but voluntarily they're doing it. They're not, because if they go to court, then I really think Google and WAZE would win, but we'll see.
I think it's a possibility, unless, like you said, there is evidence of accidents, safety being compromised, those type of things.
All right. Well, the debate will continue, and this debate will probably continue on the air
For the rest of our lives.
Yeah, once we relaunch CourtTV this May. It all starts this May. By the way, follow us on our Facebook page at CourtTV to get all the updates on what's happening here as we get ready. Seema, great to see you.
Great to see you.
All right. Don't forget, this May, CourtTV relaunches.